All right, welcome to section 2.5. We're going to start working with what are called formulas. And actually, this is the only section where we're going to work with formulas specifically. We'll see them again in the next couple sections a little bit, but not quite the same. All right, so a formula is basically just an equation with more than one variable. Okay, that's fun and exciting. Most of the time we think of formulas as serving some sort of purpose. So in this, like for instance, with this example, I'm working with the perimeter of a rectangle. We have the perimeter formula for a rectangle. Perimeter is equal to twice the length plus twice the width. You could have a formula that tells you how much money you'll have when you retire. If you invest, I don't know, $100 a month, there's formulas for that. You can have formulas in the nursing profession that determine how much of a medication gets administered to a patient. So formulas are everywhere. We have to be able to work with them. And so we're just going to kind of hit some of the basics here in this section. All right, so I have this formula that for this first example that I'm doing. Notice it has 3 letters in it. We don't have the ability to, actually nobody has the ability to solve this without some more information. There's not enough to go on here to find any of those letters at this point. So we actually have a problem to go with it. Great, here's what it says. It says if a rectangle has a perimeter of 30 feet and a length of 5 feet, a width of 5 feet, find the length. Well, the problem then gives us 2 pieces of information. It gives us the perimeter and the width. And so what I did was I filled in the 30 for the perimeter and the 5 for the width, and now I have an equation that just has L in it. And so this is the first kind of way that we can use a formula. We can have a formula, we can have some pieces of information that we plug in and use to find the piece that's missing. So in this case, I plugged them in. 2 times 5 gave me 10, and now I'm just solving an equation. I subtract the 10 from both sides. 30 minus 10 is 20. So I have 2L is equal to 20. Divide both sides by 2, and you can see I wrote down the answer over there on the side of the board. L is equal to 10 feet. And in this case, there are units mentioned in the problem, so it's probably in your best interest to mention the units that are for your answer. But that's the first basic way that we can do these formula problems. Okay, we're going to look at one more way that we can use these formula problems, and that will really probably call it a day. But there are basically 2 things we do with these. So there's one. Let's do the other. All right, so the second main thing that we can do with formulas is we can basically rearrange them. Okay, we can take them from one form and just kind of fiddle with everything and get something else all by itself. So what we're going to say that is we're solve for a variable. What that means is get the indicated variable by itself, but we're not going to have any numbers to plug in. And so this is going to look a little bit different. It's going to be a little bit weird because you're not going to get, say, 7 as your answer. You're going to get something that still has letters in it. And you're going to have to get past that weirdness of the solution being something that still has letters. So let's take a look at this example, and then that'll be formulas. We want to solve for y. So I have this equation, this formula, 3x plus 6y is equal to 9. What that means is I want to get y by itself. So the problem is we do still have 2 letters, and so it looks a little bit funny. But basically, just like you would with any equation, if we're focused on the y, we're going to deal with the addition and subtraction first. So I'm going to subtract 3x because basically I don't want it there. I want it to go away so that I can get y by itself. So I subtract 3x. Well, this is where it starts to look a little funky. What is 9 minus 3x? Well, it's just 9 minus 3x. You can't actually do the subtraction. They're not like terms. So we write it down and it still has a letter in it. And that's actually what we want. Okay? I know it maybe looks a little strange, but that's what we want. So now we have 6y is equal to 9 minus 3x, so I keep doing what I would normally do if I were trying to solve for y here. I'm going to divide by that 6. But again, because of the x, I can't really do the division. And now honestly, I am perfectly fine with the fraction being left just like that is for now. We haven't looked at reducing that kind of thing yet. And so for now, I would suggest that you just kind of leave it there. If you want to see how to simplify something like that, you're going to have to skip ahead to the videos for chapter 4. That's where we're really going to start looking at that. But for now, feel free to leave it like this. Your book's probably going to try and simplify that out for you, but just, I'm okay with that. So anyway, there you go. That's working with formulas. I know that there, especially this stuff here where you don't get answers that look like answers, it's a little bit strange. It's a little bit weird, and yeah, it just is. So good luck and have a good day.